Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber Exchange is an opportunity for us to bring on Chamber member businesses and organizations and talk about jobs and economic development in the region. The show is brought to you by our sponsors, St. Vincent Hospital and Bank Hometown, and I'm very happy to have with us on our first segment, Sarah Clayton and Ashlyn Tersigni from Clash Physical Therapy and Health Services. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'm not visiting you at your facility or your office a while back when I had a little injury. So we try to always use chamber member businesses when we need goods or services, so I can speak firsthand to the great work that you do. But maybe you could talk about what you do, how the company started, and then I got a whole bunch of other questions.
Yeah, sure.
So we are Clash Physical Therapy and Health Services, located in Worcester, Mass, where we offer more of a holistic approach to physical therapy. We have one-on-one sessions, and we really pride ourselves in the fact that we help people get to the root of the problem versus just giving those cookie cutter exercises and kind of grazing the surface. We build rapport with our patients and really help them not just like survive, but thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been in business, and kind of what brought you two together? And
Oh, God.
Fate, the universe. We've been in business for 4 years now.
Yeah.
Ashlyn and I have known each other for like a little over a decade. We worked in several clinics together before starting our own thing. During COVID, everyone sort of had a little bit of a come to Jesus, like, what do I want to be when I grow up?
Yeah.
So both of us, our jobs were affected by COVID in some capacity. And towards the end of it, we were just talking about, the way that we want to do things, the culture we want to create, how we want to help people, and how we weren't really finding that in the traditional setting. So we just kind of said, let's pull the trigger. There's never going to be a perfect time. Let's open our own thing and, let's make it work.
in both PTs and background?
Yeah, so I'm a PT. I've been a PT for almost 13 years now. I have a background in barefoot training, strength and conditioning. I play rugby with the local women's rugby team.
Yes.
I very much believe in, longevity, setting your goals high, not slowing down as you get older. And I want to help people, thrive and have quality of life and have big goals. Just because you're 40, 50 years old doesn't mean that you can't set the bar high and achieve them. So.
And I'm a physical therapist assistant. I've only been practicing for just 10 years. I echo some of the same things that Sarah just said. I don't play rugby, while she has tried for many years of our friendship. Yeah, she has. But I do weightlift, I do run, I enjoy being outdoors, fishing, kayaking, and again, I don't feel like I should be limited with any of my activities or hobbies, so the same thing goes for my patients as well.
Right, and you mentioned when you started the business for how many? 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years in
ago?
February.
But you're in a really kind of cool building and a kind of an emerging kind of a neighborhood, that converted mill building that's really got an eclectic mix of businesses. You got a brewery downstairs, coffee shop. So maybe you just talk about your location.
So we're in the MJ Whittle building. It's behind where the Rotman's building used to be. So that's kind of like a local landmark across from Holy Cross. So they repurposed this old mill building. It's got a bunch of small businesses thriving inside it. It's really cool. It's got like the old hardwood floors, the brick with the big tall windows. Somebody sort of described it as like a gym meets like a Zen paradise in our clinic. And I thought that was kind of a cool way to describe it. But you got to come out and check it out for yourself to really appreciate the vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned the environment. Certainly, your facility or your room, we provide services, got a cross section of materials and tools to use in terms of treating people, but and some of them are traditional, right? But you've also kind of embraced the utilization of kind of newer technologies.
Yeah, so we did add on soft wave therapy. We've had that for about 1.5 years now, and what's great about that is it's non-invasive, it's very quick, and it's a form of regenerative medicine. So it actually uses sound waves to help accelerate the body's natural healing process. So the area that's being treated with the soft wave, we're increasing blood flow, stem cells are migrating, blood vessels are forming, and people are able to see a decrease in their pain immediately, which is awesome too. So it's nice to kind of have the alternative therapies, so people, if they don't want to pursue surgery or they've already had cortisone with minimal to no effect, to know that this is that kind of other option available.
Right.
Yeah.
And how does somebody say, okay, look, maybe I should go see a PT? I mean, recently, the situation, somebody on my beer league hockey team thinks he screwed up his shoulder, but they're saying they wouldn't approve him for an MRI until he did PT. How do people proactively kind of engage so that they, say they're not just rushing to a surgical solution or something else?
Yeah, so there's direct access in Massachusetts. Not many people know about that, but if you find us online or any physical therapist, you can just call them up and sort of say, this happened on this date. I'd like to come in and get evaluated. So you do have that literally direct access to a physical therapist where you can schedule an evaluation without needing that doctor's referral, needing that MRI or that sort of imaging. So it kind of helps alleviate sometimes unnecessary steps.
Right.
And when it comes to imaging, sometimes it's not like the next necessary step, right? So it's going to give you information, but if you have pain, you have an injury, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you need surgery to fix it. And most of the time, in fact, you don't if you take the right steps to heal. So your first step really should be a physical therapist. And if there are some, red flags or other areas of concern that come up during your evaluation, we have the training to know that and to know whether it's appropriate to proceed or refer out. But having direct access means you don't have to delay care, because if you're just waiting for the next month or two for the next specialist or the next image appointment, you're prolonging when you could be potentially feeling much better by then, if not totally resolved. So that's why it's kind of a better option to just, dive right in and start the healing journey.
Yeah, well, Sarah, you made the point that I was trying to make, is that instead of waiting, you can proactively say, hey, look, if they're going to require, insurer is going to require you to do it anyway, why not proactively take the step out of the gate to begin treatment, and maybe the other things aren't even needed
Totally.
at the end of the day.
It's not going to make you worse. So even if you do end up, having the imaging and, needing other sorts of interventions, having PT is always going to be a good step to improve your outcomes, so.
Right. And so if people kind of want to learn more, they want to engage, is there a website? Can they do a consult over the phone or kind of talk? How do you usually kind of get the word out other than being on the Chamber Exchange TV show?
So you can visit our website, which is clashpths.com, and actually on the website you're able to book a phone consultation with either myself or Tiffany, and then it's 45 minutes and we're able to get to know the patient and make sure that pursuing us would be the best next option.
Yeah. And just in a minute or so we have left, 4 years, started the business, you kind of winged it. How would you describe where you're at now and the experience to date, I guess, in the time we've got left?
It's been amazing, honestly. Worcester is such a cool place to have a business, and we've been super lucky to take advantage of the resources here, like the Worcester Chamber has been huge for our growth. We took advantage of the Small Business Development Center at Clark. They really helped us streamline what we should be prioritizing as we were setting up to grow. But we have been able to double the size of our clinic and expand, invest in SoftWave, and we have 2 employees now, so we are growing. So Worcester is a great place. There's opportunity here, and we feel very lucky to be here. So.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, Ashlyn, thank you very much for being with us, and hopefully we'll help you get the word out so you can continue to add to the Woodall Mill with your clinic, and look forward to having you back at some point.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Okay, stay with us. We're going to come back for our next segment of Chamber Exchange.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.